Well, Oscar Pistorius is now at home as a parolee after he was released earlier today. It comes nearly 11 years after he murdered his girlfriend, Reeva Steenkamp, on Valentine's Day in 2013. He spent around 8 years behind bars. He was sentenced to 13 and a half in 2016 after judgment of culpable homicide was changed to murder by a higher court. But under South African law, all offenders are entitled to be considered for parole once they have served half their total term. The networking HIV and AIDS community of South Africa has highlighted the need for services for victims of gender-based violence. We're joined by NACOSA's Suleiman Henry. Mr. Henry, thank you for being with us. What is your view on the parole and what message it sends to potential offenders?
Good evening to you, Francis, and good evening to all the viewers. In my opinion, I'd have to say it's a bit difficult to comment specifically on Oscar's parole, especially after the late Reeva Steenkamp's mom, June. She gave a very emotional statement, and I mean, she accepted the ruling to release Oscar on parole. She's satisfied that the conditions sends a clear message that GBV is a serious issue in SA. But allow me to please comment on the matter of potential offenders. In South Africa, we implement a system of restorative justice. This is underlined by principles of justice and human rights. It grants convicted offenders an opportunity to reform and repair the damage that they have caused. But looking at the high levels of recidivism in this country, I think it's really time for us to have a national conversation about our prison correction system. Because when the Crown Court abolished the death sentence some years ago, one of the reasons were that, according to the court, the death sentence were not an effective deterrent. So I think there's a need to take a deep dive into the minds of South Africans to understand what fuels these high volumes of murder